The Spiral, Chapter 12, The Friend. There was a place he needed to stop by. It would lead to a friend of his father. He must return an old coat lent to his father by this friend. His father's last words, etched into his heart, ensured that he fulfilled them. It must be returned as it had fulfilled its purpose. Wrapped in it was a bundle of coins for this friend. The cottage was run down, and only if not for the few sheep behind the well, he thought it might be too late. Just as he walked to the door sprung open suddenly, and two men came out with hands open. "We are expecting you," they said. As they said that, their eyes looked around everywhere. The light bearer quickly pulled out the coat and hastened to return it. However, before he could say anything, one of them pushed back his hand with the coat, and he was quickly ushered into the cottage. "Come into the warm, it's cold and hush outside," said the older man. As they closed the door and bolted it, they made haste to open a trap door in the kitchen, which could be bolted from beneath. They held him snugly and guided him down a staircase. His father's trust in this friend helped him to follow them quietly. Down in a cellar filled with gunpowder and water and food, they sat in a circle. The friend brought out a map filled with symbols and cryptic writing. The light bearer noted the tower, the cave of fairies, and the labyrinth of tunnels. With his finger, he traced the connections from the tunnels to towns and villages. The light bearer was appalled to know that some tunnels were already completed and some were at different stages of progress. However, those places built on hard rock like foundations revealed no links. The easiest to penetrate were found under cities and towns. Many were the times sewers were used as extensions. There were some rare examples of places that had gone through tragic times which began to restructure their towns. Places such as Coring and Chios, which began to restructure their foundations under new leadership, were not the norm. Surprisingly, cities with cosmetic changes were not as easy to penetrate as those with leadership, which allowed significant changes to the foundation. The continual drawing of water from its foundations, with a continual digging deep into its bedrock for higher and higher buildings, caused fractures in the foundation. The friend spoke much and continued so through the night. Sleep could not hold back the tense and urgent import the information carried to both speaker and listener. The light bearer became aware of the link between the seeds he received and the underlying plan of darkness. The plan was conceived long ago to steal the identity of earthmen. "Why?" asked the light bearer. Something in the air made the friend look at the furthest corner of the cellar. His eyes gestured to the light bearer to see. A dark glob had appeared to what looked like a dark patch on the wall. Yet the patch seemed to enlarge and shrink in the waning light of the lantern. The friend hastened to trim the wick of the lantern, making its light to radiate further out till it touched the furthest wall. The patch retreated to become a defined shadow made by a back. He then took from the light bearer the coat belonging to him. He put it on and sat ever closer to the light bearer with one arm over the other and his other arm over his son's shoulder. With heads bowed down in prayer, they were silent, and not long after they lay down to sleep. Just as the lantern cast its last rays on the walls, all in the cellar awoke. Up in the kitchen, there could be heard the bleating of sheep and lambs, and then came a significant knock on the front door. The horse cart had arrived, waiting for them to take them to where they wanted to go. The light bearer saw it was noon, and he waited in silence to see if there were any light seats awaiting him. The light bearer tried to see the face of the cart driver hidden by a heavy shawl, but something nudged him not to. All along the way, no conversation was made, neither did they stop to rest nor drink. But when there was a bump in the road, the shawl came loose, and the light bearer saw a face tattooed with unusual symbols. He caught a glimpse of the most penetrating grey eyes. Noticing that, the cart driver made a sign with his hand, and the friend reciprocated likewise. Then the friend indicated he was from a remote tribe, and they had received signs and dreams that they must welcome the stranger with the seeds. Along some parts of the way, they sensed another force of nature following them. But even when the crows squawked and flew up at a pillar of black smoke, they did not slow down. Then there was an insane cacophony of howling and crowing. Gusts of wind died down as suddenly as they appeared. Even the horses that pulled the cart appeared unnerved by them. The cart driver's steady hand steered them onwards. Before the sun set, they had to reach a particular well to rest.